We're going to spend a few minutes together today to talk about how to get $250,000 in business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your Social Security number. A lot of times we give this presentation live in front of audiences at chambers and business associations and organizations and incubators. And so while we're doing it webinar based, it's going to be a little bit faster paced. But if we have an opportunity maybe to get together with you and your organization, we could have more of an interactive Q&A session and a little bit more of a relaxed pace. I should also mention that we have a national network of small business advisors that teach this workshop and help small businesses access business credit. So if you know of anyone that might be interested in being a small business advisor, please let us know. We have more speaking engagements than we can cover right now. But let's go ahead and get to the presentation. How to get $250,000 in business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your Social Security number. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit, have been for several years. We've received grant funding to educate small businesses on business credit and offer a grant subsidized business credit building program. And we'll obviously dig more into that, the grant, how to qualify for that, the amount of the grant, and of course we'll go through what the business credit building program is all about. What we want to focus on is educating you on how business credit should be a part of your capital raising strategy. There's over 28 million small businesses across the nation, and according to the United States Small Business Administration, the #1 concern of most is how to get capital to start and grow to reach their potential. Well, we know, and I'm on the third bullet here, we know that business credit may not be the only source of capital that your business needs, but chances are it should be part of your capital raising strategy. So we'll defend that a little bit more as we go along. We're going to cover today how you can immediately get business credit that's linked to your EIN, not your Social Security number, even if you're a startup or even if you have bad personal credit, because personal credit doesn't matter when we build business credit. Secondly, then we're going to immediately start using your business credit to get the credit that you want and need from major sources like Walmart and Amazon and Staples, Apple, Lowe's, auto financing for Ford and Chrysler and Chevrolet, Best Buy, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and more. And also talk about access to some loans that you might be able to qualify for by building your business credit profile, even when banks are telling you no. Now, most people fail trying to get money for their business, and it's not because there's not adequate funds out there. We live in a very prosperous society, and you know, drive around, you'll see banks and credit unions nearly on every corner. It's not an issue that there's not enough money. The issue is typically the applicants don't qualify for the types of funds they're trying to pursue. So you'll see how that ties to the presentation here in a minute. So it's common to go down to the bank and try to get money when you need money to start or grow a business, but that's very difficult. The approval rate's very low. The underwriting criteria is very rigorous. Most small businesses don't know that EIN credit can be built regardless of your personal credit quality. Doesn't matter if you have a really high credit score and you want to preserve that and protect it, or the other continuum. You don't have such good personal credit, and that would be a red flag to lenders. When we're focused on business credit, it's on the business itself. Also, most small businesses don't understand the process of building business credit, and we're going to talk a lot about that so you have a very tangible and clear understanding of how that process works. And most entrepreneurs don't realize that there is money available out there for your business based upon the unique strengths of your organization. So this workshop, again, we're doing it online. We'd love to come into your community with you, coordinate with you to do it in person. But this workshop is for you if, #1, you're looking for money to start or grow a business. #2, if you want high limit credit accounts, and I'll show you some examples in a minute, that aren't linked to your Social Security number that you can secure regardless of personal credit. It's also for you, thirdly, if you want the easiest and fastest way to get the most money for your business, and if you want credit lines and loans for your business. So what is business credit? We use that in our name and we use that in the title to the workshop, but what is business credit? Well, it's credit that's obtained in a business name. With business credit, the business builds its own credit profile and credit score from its EIN number. This credit is in the business name and based upon the business's demonstrated ability to pay, not the business owner's. The business qualifies for high-limit revolving store credit cards like Office Depot, Home Depot, Sam's, Costco, Dell, BP, Walmart, and MasterCard, Visa, and American Express, and even auto loans. So the business becomes more lendable by building your business credit, and that provides easier access to credit lines and loans. Well, we believe, and hopefully you'll agree by the end of our discussion here, that business credit is awesome for several reasons. Number one, it has no effect on your personal credit. We've talked about that already. There's no adverse impact on your consumer credit scores. Now, I'll say something a little bit off the record to the extent that it can be. If you look at statistics, 85% of small businesses fail. And I hope and pray that yours isn't one of those. But statistically, 85% of small businesses fail. If you know that those are the odds, wouldn't it make sense to try to preserve your personal assets and your personal credit just in case for some wild reason that your business doesn't succeed, that you don't have further obligation, that you could essentially hit the reset button, come up with the next idea, and start the next business? So secondly, it's not based upon consumer credit quality. You can get approved regardless of personal credit, even if you got really bad personal credit. Doesn't matter. No personal guarantee is supplied. You're not even going to be providing your social security number, so you're not personally responsible. Your business is. Business credit is fast to build. We can get credit immediately once we start, and then only about 4 to 6 months to complete the process. But you're going to see results immediately, and that's good. We live in a society where we want to see results now. And then one thing that many overlook, unlike your personal credit, someone can't just go pull your personal credit right now to learn a little bit more about you. You would have to give them legal permission to do that. But on your business credit, there's no legal permission necessary. Right now, your clients can be pulling your business credit to decide if they want to continue to do business with you. Your prospects can pull your business credit to decide if they want to start doing business with you. Your competitors can pull your business credit to have extra ammo to sell against you. And of course, if you're looking for investors or equity-based capital, they're certainly going to pull your business credit as part of their decision to work with you to inject capital into your business. So business credit does not require permission to pull, and it's commonly used. You may not be real familiar with that, but that's the way that the model works. Now, business credit's awesome for some more reasons. You have a greater borrowing ability. Now, you can use a combination of consumer and commercial credit or just business credit, as we've been talking about. The bottom line is, though, you're looking at 10 to 100 times higher limits than with just consumer credit. That's a lot more. Get approved even when you can't get a bank loan or alternative financing. And time in business is not a requirement. It can be a startup, and we work a lot with pre-launch businesses that haven't even formed yet. Access to loans and credit lines means you can fund your business using your profits to grow. And of course, business credit positions you to have a great competitive advantage because of access to that capital. Furthermore, business credit is awesome because you can get business credit as long as you have a business in the United States. It doesn't apply to foreign countries, but anywhere in the United States. So industry doesn't matter, geography doesn't matter within the United States. We have many clients that want to build business credit for multiple businesses at one time because it works. And so if you've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 different business ideas, we can pursue funding for all of those concurrently. You can get business credit for for-profits, and it's equally applicable for nonprofits. And you don't have to go out and buy trade lines or shelf corporations to access business credit. We can build it organically, very predictably, without any risk. Now, business credit's also awesome because business credit quality determines A, if you'll get approved for a business loan, B, how much you'll get approved for, and I'll show you some examples of that in a minute, and C, the terms, how much you pay. You can be denied financing based upon business credit quality even if you have no business credit established. And again, this is different than personal credit, right? If you turned 18 but never built personal credit, you would just have a 0 score. It's not a good score, but it's not a bad score, just kind of off the radar. But for business, that's not the case, because when you form your business, file with the Secretary of State, it's starting the process whether you want it to or not. And in fact, what's going to happen is there's going to almost always be a profile built about your business, whether you instigate it or not, from the bureaus. And in the absence of good information, in the absence of accurate information, it's going to be bad. And I'll show you some examples of that, and you'll probably have a failing score. Right now, if you have an established business, just meaning it's been established for 3 months or longer, and you've done nothing, you probably have a failing business credit score. Not because you've done nothing, not because you've done anything wrong, but if you've done nothing, that's the way the system defaults. So let's look at some examples. So in this case, you can see that this business has really no activity, no trade lines. Didn't owe anybody any money, hasn't done anything wrong, hasn't done anything right to build business credit. And the end result is on a 1 to 100 scale, it's got a score of a 28. It's not reflected here on the screen, but that's an F. That's a failing score. And so by default, they're only going to probably be able to get a credit recommendation of $1,000. Now I'll show you some examples of how we build business credit. It builds your scores, of course, but also builds the amount that you'll be approved for. So it's kind of like a snowball. There's a process to it, and it builds. But the point here is, even if you do nothing, even if you haven't tried to build your business credit, even if you've always paid your bills but have not built positive trade lines, you probably have a failing score right now that it can be seen by your clients, your prospects, your competitors, your investors, so forth. Now, if we just add one account, which we can get started right away, if we just add one account, we can go from no score or a failing score to a great score. So here, an example, added just one trade line, a net 30 account, drove that score up significantly. Now they're a 96 out of a 100. And you might say, well, great, I'm done. I'll just stay right there. Well, of course, they haven't demonstrated a lot of responsibility yet, so their credit limit recommendation only went up from 1,000 to 2,500. We need to do more to get up to the adult numbers that we're looking for. But the bottom line is, you can see that the way the algorithms work of the business credit model, having no trade lines reporting is very bad. Even with just one, it can move you positive. All right. Now, as you continue to grow your credit, the business reporting agencies recommend you for more and more money, helping you get higher and higher approvals for business credit cards, loans, and credit lines. So here we started with the same company, 28 starting score, $1,000 credit limit recommendation. We work a bit, now we're up to a 96 out of 100, and the credit limit recommendation went up a little bit, didn't it? It's almost $750,000 now, where it started at 1,000. So startup small business, 1,000 is a good start, but we can do a whole lot more with $500,000 to $1 million, can't we? All right, and so you might say, well, is this really applicable? Do other businesses do this, or is it just something that you're telling us about? Well, I want to show you some examples. So Facebook, 40 trade lines. They understand the importance of building business credit. Dell, 83 trade lines. Microsoft, 131 trade lines reporting. Walmart, 513. And I understand these are all very big, very successful companies, but what we're trying to show you is they know this is important, and it wouldn't be a bad idea for you to adopt some of the successful strategies that they use. All right, so how do you build business credit? Let's get past the why and let's talk about the how. So step one, as you can see at the top. So lenders and credit issuers have a secret, unpublished set of approval standards that you must meet to get approved. And we often, I don't want to say joke, but converse about it's all about the underwriting. If you meet the underwriting requirements, you get approved. And if you don't meet the underwriting requirements, you're denied. And that's why most small businesses don't have the capital they need, because A, they don't know what the underwriting standards are, and B, they don't meet them. So if you meet the standards, automated approvals. That's where we want to be, right? If you don't meet the standards, typically denied when you apply. So we must first set up your business credibly. That's the first thing we're going to do before starting to apply to make sure that we get automatic approvals. So your business cannot be a sole proprietorship or a partnership and build business credit. It doesn't work. It can be a C Corp, an S Corp, an LLC. We said it doesn't matter if it's for-profit or nonprofit, so we need the entity set up. We need to think about the name that we give our business, because if it puts you into a high-risk category, then that can make it more challenging. So adult entertainment, gambling, for example, those are obvious examples of higher risk. So if the name of your business is Sam's Escorts, that's going to be very difficult to get as much business credit as we would for a mainstream business. We, of course, need to get an EIN from the IRS, and you can get that for free, and we can direct you for that if you need help. Whatever licensing you need to operate legally. We need to make sure that there's consistencies in your address, and we'll talk more about addresses in a minute, but we need to be consistent with what is showing on your website and what shows with the IRS and what shows with the Secretary of State and what shows on your website. We need to be consistent in how we reflect our business name and also our address. We need to have a professional email address and a website. If you're using Yahoo or Gmail or AOL or so forth, that does not meet the expectations or the underwriting criteria. You need to have a professionally developed website. Can be basic, but a website that reflects what you do with your contact information on it, and then you'd have an email address that's structured off that URL. If you need help with that, we've got some great referral partners we can send you to, or you can do it yourself. We need to have a physical business address. And this is where I get the most pushback. Small businesses will say, I'm a home-based business and there's nothing wrong with that. I'd say, well, you're right. You've got a home-based business and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to meet the underwriting standards, we need to show them a business address. That doesn't mean you have to go out and lease a physical office that you have no use for. We can use a virtual address. Home addresses are dangerous, but a virtual business address can work. We cannot use a post office box or UPS address, no matter how we kind of dress it up and make it look like a suite instead of a box. We need to have our business phone numbers listed with directory assistance. It's good to have a toll-free number. It's great to have a fax number as well. Again, a lot of this can be accomplished free or very low cost. We can guide you through that process if you need assistance. We're going to have to get set up with the business reporting agencies like Dun & Bradstreet and Experian Business and Equifax Business, and see what your profile looks like right now, clean up any inaccuracies, anything that needs to be done to make it look better. We need to make sure that we have a DUNS number established, and we start creating a paydex score. But again, we'll help you and walk you through these steps. I'm not describing what you need to do to start this process. I'm just clarifying what we're going to be doing together to build your business credit. So just like with consumer credit, you can't get credit for your business unless you have an initial business credit profile and a score established. We're going to do that together. There are 3 ways you can get initial trade lines added to your business. The first way, which we don't recommend, but the first way is spend a couple $1,000s for Dun & Bradstreet's Credit Builder. Only builds one of the bureaus, and frankly, most trades can't be added, but that's one option. We don't think it's a good option, but it is an option. But it's expensive. We'll talk about maybe some better options. If you've got good personal credit and you want to do some hybrid where it's looking both at personal and business, then money can come very quickly at a very low interest rate, even as a startup. But that violates a little bit the concept that we've been talking about, which is separating personal from business. But it's important that it's an option that you are aware of. And that's going to come from 5 business credit cards with cash out capability. They do report to the business reporting agencies, but there's a personal guarantee. That'll give you 5 trade lines with high limits. And here's an example of a client in Bloomington, Illinois, where that exactly happened, was able to get $61,000 in short order. But let's move on and talk about really our recommended strategy, which is to build it what we call organically. So we're going to start with starter vendors that will give you initial credit, even if you have no credit, no score, no trade lines now. And so usually it's going to start with getting some vendors with net 30 terms, which means that you don't have to pay for it up front, but within 30 days, the bill is due. We need to make sure that we're doing this with vendors that do report to the right business credit bureaus and that will approve you with no prior credit. We're going to need to get 5 of these accounts reporting before we start getting revolving store credit. And again, we've got these relationships. We understand their underwriting. We can make it very easy and painless for you. And so some examples, $10,000, $12,000, $22,000. Some more examples, $50,000 with a $10,000 cash advance. Over here we have a $10,000 credit limit. So the bottom line is business credit works. There's just no question. And we've got a ton of success stories on our website. All right, now let's talk about our grant subsidized program and how that might be able to assist you in accomplishing your goals. So we believe it's a great solution, maybe even the ultimate solution. Most likely you're participating in this virtual workshop because you want the easiest and fastest way to get money and credit to grow. Secondly, you probably have already struggled to get the money and credit you need, and you've yet to find a simple, affordable, and effective solution. Am I right so far? Probably so. So what we can do is use our $99 credit building program. Now we coin it that because that's your entire cost, a one-time $99 payment. That minimizes the value. The program is about a $2,500 program, but we have grant funding that covers most of it. So maybe we should have called it the $2,500 credit building program that only costs you $99. But if you need a value to anchor against, it's a $2,500 program, but with the grant subsidy limits your out-of-pocket to $99. And it does those things that we're talking about. Build your business credit, not linked to your Social Security number. So why it may be perfect for you. We're going to help you meet the credibility requirements before you start applying, making sure your business is set up correctly in terms of the entity and EIN and business address credibility and your phone number, getting a free directory assistance listing, helping you if you need with your website and email address and merchant processing, guide you towards any licensing that may be needed, and even collateral if needed for cash funding. So the point is, we're here to help you through the process, not giving you a list of a bunch of things that need to be done prior to starting. Help you get set up with all 3 reporting agencies. We buy in such volume, we get a significant discount on business credit reports. We need to pull business credit reports monthly to be able to monitor progress. But that's very affordable now. It's about $20 a month when we go through our wholesale pricing package. We can help you get your free DUNS number. Other people will try to sell you a service to get that and charge thousands or thousands of dollars. Not applicable here. Help you fix credit inaccuracies with the business reporting agencies. We have the largest supply of starter vendors to get up and going that report to all 3 reporting agencies. We have a mass selection of relationships with revolving store credit, understand their underwriting guidelines, the hard to find cash credit sources, whether it be credit cards or fleet credit, means like gas cards, auto vehicle financing, all of this with no personal credit check, no guarantee required. And remember, the goal is to build your business credit worthiness so then when you're going to get lines of credit and cash loans, we get an underwriting exception. So instead of using your personal credit, which the bank would normally ask for, we can substitute in the business credit profile because it's established and significant and material enough. Now, if you went out and did this on your own, it would take you probably a lot more time, probably about 18 to 24 months if you went out to do it on your own. We can help you do it in about 6 months. So we can help you save time and money, time in that example. And of course, the question is, what would that extra 18 months with access to capital mean to you and your business? Probably quite a bit. And we'll also save you money in terms of the discounts and the business credit reports, getting your directory assistance listing for free. We do the credit monitoring for free for your business, getting the DUNS number if you need that for free. So we can definitely help you save time and money. Getting started, super simple. You're going to go to www.99businesscredit.com. That's the specific kind of landing page or basic website that we've created that outlines how the grant subsidized program works. And right there at the bottom, you can enroll. Super simple. Once you complete your order, you enroll. We're going to help you get started. We're going to obviously follow those steps we've talked about. We're going to assess your business credit readiness, resolve any issues that may arise there, and then get to work, start building business credit. Now, we have an unconditional guarantee. If you don't feel that what you've received is worth every penny of your $99, because the grant's paying the other $2,400, you can have your $99 back. So no worries about that. So I want to thank you so much for spending almost 30 minutes with us going through how to get $250,000 in business credit for your EIN. It's not linked to your Social Security number. So thank you so much for your time. I hope that you'll take action. Obviously, $99 is not something you want to throw away, but hopefully we've been able to illustrate to you that this is a well thought out, effective program. And with the unconditional guarantee, you literally have nothing to risk but much to gain. So thank you so much. Have a great day and hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.